subscription and hit the top one, then I can get in.
That's weird.
Or just like I said, the street.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, sorry about that. Welcome to Icemorr episode 6. Just want to make sure everything's going right. We're good over here?
It's gone.
Alright.
We'll take a second to check on the mic.
Alright, so sorry about that. We being very thorough nowadays because we've lost a whole episode because of us not doing me not doing my due diligence, so we're not doing that again. Well, anyway, welcome back to Icemorr. How's everyone doing today? Velociraptor over there?
Yeah.
Rob, how are you doing today?
Give him a big thumbs up, Ignatius.
I don't know, it looks like a
I
middle
see
finger to me.
Yeah.
George, how's
Yeah,
things?
best friend.
I'm pretty good.
That's good. Hunter?
Oh, same old, just writing stuff.
Oh, you're doing Icemorr Warden documentation.
Inventory.
How are you doing over here?
I'm still alive.
Still alive. That's good. All right, so last we left off, there was a couple things that were left unattended. So for those of you that were with us last episode, the 22 that was discussed has been posted on our Discord. You are welcome to go check that out. Some of those items are custom made, and the actual stat sheets for those will be available for our Patreon and our subscribers next month on the first of the month. So be looking for that. That should be interesting. As far as Sunny is concerned, we left off with a conversation with Mom. Mom had appeared, and we decided there was going to be a bit of a conversation at the table. And other than that, I do believe you guys were doing a little bit of housekeeping and running around town trying to figure some stuff out. So for now, we'll just have Rob. We'll see what it is that you would like to do around town.
Sure. So, at the end of the sort of tense meeting with the champion and then, his eventual demise, I went back to Amber's place. She wasn't there. She had a note for me saying to make myself at home, but I got in contact with Kate, who's in charge of the kids, and asked her to set up a little gathering for the children. And so
Yes.
I believe Countess Voss has graciously offered the Drow Castle as a venue for the performance, and so that is what I'm doing. I am going to do a long show for the kids.
The kids are ecstatic. They're like, oh my goodness, we get to go to the Drow Castle and we get to go see all of this cool stuff happen. So if you would make note of the gathering that has happened. A bunch of the nobles have gathered here. They're kind of, with everything that happened these last few days, they just want to unwind. So, in the very back of the room, there is a lot of nobles that are sipping on their drinks and stuff like that. And right up in the forefront are all the children and the young adults and stuff, and they're waiting to see what you do. And the floor is yours. What is it that you'd like to do?
So it is mostly a child show, but I'm going to do kind of what, like, I don't know, kids shows from the 80s used to do, where they would pepper in things that only the adults would sort of catch in on, just to keep everybody a little bit interested. And the other thing that I'm doing, and I'm going to do this, super subtly, so it's going to go over a lot of people's heads, but I'm going to weave in a little bit of a moral here. This is a very much a cabaret. I'm going to be doing a little bit of everything. Some tumbling, some magic, some singing, some jokes, just the whole gamut. But with a couple of the stories specifically, I'm basically going to start sort of seeding, hopefully within the children, this concept of responsibility and like appreciation. And so I'm trying to get them to be more cognizant of the dangers around them without it coming across as like an early 90s like after school special.
On this very special episode of Captain Planet.
Exactly. I'm trying to be way more subtle than that.
I love me some Captain Planet when I was younger.
They had an episode about AIDS.
Did they really?
Yes.
Wow. As they should have. I mean, during the 90s, that was the pandemic then. I mean,
true.
They... Captain Planet, I mean, that TV show probably saved... You know what? I don't want to get into too much of a debate of it. I'll just say that if it saved one person's life, that cartoon did its job.
True.
But if you would please go ahead and give me a performance roll for this elaborate, slick, convincing them to maintain their senses when out in the wild. Mm-hmm. Go ahead and roll.
So just, again, so no one thinks I'm cheating here, I got the D20 for the roll. It's a performance, so I add my profession die, because I'm an entertainer, so that's a D6 at this point. And then I am still attuned to my Snicker Clap primer, so whenever I do a performance check, I add a D4.
Very nice.
That's why I'm rolling.
So for those of you watching, if you're wondering where those things are coming from, the advanced background is coming from the Grim Hollow book, and the Snicker Clap primer is a homebrew adaptation of an item that is in the newest D&D book. I believe it's called the Strixhaven book, yes.
Curriculum of Chaos or something.
So what is your total, sir?
25.
25. So, long story short, there is a encounter that happens in a few days after you guys leave to go on your mission. There will be less dead children now.
Okay, hopefully that number's 0, but...
0 is less.
They now understand the importance of not being out and about if they're not doing something constructive. So they're going to be playing close to home, not out in the woods.
Then I've done my job. One last thing. At the beginning and the end of the performance, I will also make sure that the children extend their gratitude to the Countess and House Boss for hosting us.
Oh, they definitely will.
Yeah. But I'm making sure to say it because it's important that that they know that I'm grateful for having the venue as well.
Give me a perception check, please.
Okay. That's a 2. Well, no, it's a 6, but
wow.
I'm in show mode.
You're in show mode. Okay. So as that situation goes, everything goes on without a hitch. You kind of enjoy everything.
Actually, one quick question. Was Amber still gone, or did she attend this?
She is in attendance. She's
back
then
there I would have gotten the help action.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so that would be a 17, so 3 more. It would have been a 28 for the performance.
Oh.
And the...
So 6 children survive instead of the 3.
Wait, what?
Remember the encounter
but we don't know how many are going to die. So
correct.
Anyway, and then would I also get that help action for the insight or not?
Sure.
Perception, I think.
Perception. Yeah, you're right.
Yes, perception.
Okay, well that's a much better roll. So the perception then is a 22.
Oh. When you do the thank you to Countess Voss, she seems very much pleased by the fact that you took the time to recognize her for her contribution.
Mm-hmm.
And she will kind of let out a very rarely given curtsy.
Sure.
She doesn't give it out very often.
Mm-hmm. And for the record, I'm counting all of them. House Boss, I'm calling her out specifically because I know she's the head of it and made the final decision. So she gets like top tier, and then like the rest of the drow who are hosting us get also mentioned. So just so you're aware.
So she gets the executive producer credit.
Exactly.
I'm putting this on the calendar. This happened on the 14th of March. Nocturne performs for the children at Castle Voss.
Would you also allow me to roll a perception for Amber and how she reacted to the performance?
Yes, absolutely.
That was March. Okay. 17. She's a little harder to read.
She's a little harder to read, but you notice that she puts her hand up over her mouth every time you add in one of those innuendos.
The adult moments.
The adult innuendo moments. And she seems very, very much entertained by what you're talking about.
Cool.
And she's having a hard time mingling because she's paying more attention to you.
Mm-hmm.
And you get the impression that it's not just because she's enjoying what you're doing, but she's just genuinely captivated by you, which I'm sure you're still wondering why, but, you know. Is that you?
Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure if it was something I had to check. So, moving on over to Hunter. So that evening, after the Amethyst Great Worm leaves, the town settles, you've talked with the children, you're by yourself in your manor. What is it that you'd like to do that evening?
I'm pouring myself a stiff drink for today's.
Today's been a bit of a show.
Yeah.
Sure. So, while you're having that stiff drink, let me pull up. For those of you that are watching, we're having a little bit of... I'm getting a lot of lag with my internet for some reason. Are you attached to the internet?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I kind of need to be. I could detach myself if you want, but that
I don't know if that's what's causing it. Hold on, let me. George, can you go shut your computer down?
Will do.
Just so I have some extra bandwidth.
Sure.
Did you enjoy the performance, Ujjar? Say hi to mommy for me.
I heard.
So for those of you that are watching, I'm going to be sending a picture over to Discord and onto the Facebook chat for those that are here as soon as it loads.
What's up, Pumpernickel?
Hello.
Pumpernickel's going to be the MVP at the end of the game.
That's right. We already know that.
He's got some stiff competition with the owlbear.
It's true.
The owlbear is a bit of a sneaky.
Hey, we already know that the last artifact is going to be retrieved by Pumpernickel.
You want me to put my computer on my phone?
If you don't
Yeah.
mind, it's It's a lot of
Only
strain
die.
on the internet right now.
It doesn't say you can't be brought back.
That's true. And also, there's a lot of time between now and then, so fates can change.
Yeah, who's to say that isn't like a simulacrum of you?
That's right.
All right, Hunter.
Yo.
On those two things, on the Facebook or on,
Okay, I think that helps.
Discord?
huh?
Or on Discord?
Or on Discord, yeah.
Did a message send to me?
No, I sent it to the group.
It's in general.
Oh, there we go. That's a thick angel.
You see that appear in front of you while you're sitting on your couch resting. With a golden aura behind her that kind of shines.
I look at her, I look at the drink. I know I didn't drink enough to get drunk. Did someone spike my drink?
I assure you I'm real, Bilal.
Many hallucinations would say that. But I'll humor you.
She says, I believe you have something that you wish to return to us.
Oh, you mean this? I will dig into my pouch, or into my pack, and I will produce what was a belt buckle.
Mm-hmm.
Is this what you're looking for?
The Celestial's head.
Mm-hmm.
She takes it, and you see it kind of turn into gold energy and kind of fickle into dust and then go up into the air and disappear. And she says, I see you've absorbed some of the ambient magic that dwelled inside of the Celestial's head.
Yes.
I can remove that for you if it's a hindrance.
Oh, no thank you.
You like it?
I feel a deeper connection to Arnell.
You realize that you're going to be walking down the path of the Celestial at some point, if you maintain that path.
I'm fine with that. I try to live a good life and help others when I can.
Very well. Stand.
I'll get up. I'll set my drink down on the coffee table. Or
And
whatever.
she motions you to move in front of her. And mind you, she's like 10 feet tall.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big woman. She motions you in front of her and she says, kneel down.
I will go to one knee.
She puts the palm of her hand on your forehead. And the palm of her hand kind of covers the top of your head.
Mm-hmm.
And you feel warmth from her touch. Very soft, supple hands. And you feel an energy wave over you. Like it's just soothing. And she says, then I give unto you your angelic name, to whom you should never share with anyone other than the supreme beings, or those that you trust. And with that happening, you will ascend to the second tier of your transformation.
Oh.
She says, use your gift well. Deva will be watching. And she will fade into energy and then disappear.
Alright. Do I know what my angelic name is?
Out of game, she would have said it,
Okay.
but it's whatever it is that you choose as your character.
So I
Yes.
gotta pick one.
You can make it yourself, or
Okay.
I can if you wish for me to. But I figured as a player you'd rather make it yourself, so it has more of a meaning to you. So while you're coming up with that, Stacy, you're laying in bed. It's late in the evening. Shit had hit the proverbial fan today. You've seen things today you could never have dreamed of. And then all of a sudden at the foot of your bed, you just feel something jump onto the bed. Then you see a little owlbear head poke up and look at you. Huh? Hello.
Morning.
Good morning. I'm here. I've returned. Are you guys going out soon?
I believe it's what's been planned or whatever. I think something's in the making.
Ah, good. I'm excited. So, out of game, real quick, a little information for the players and the viewers. On the map here, as it says here, each of these squares is 50 miles in length, right? Well, if this is the lair of the white dragon, this is from the town. It's roughly around 150 miles away, and Rhaegar somehow was able to get there and back in a matter of 24 hours, which does not mathematically make sense. And a couple days ago, from here,
Just earlier today.
earlier today, Nocturne traveled from here all the way over to this mountain range above the town of Tekirs, which is here for you guys from the town,
Uh-huh.
and made it back in a little less than a day. So there's a bit of a
Shenaniganry going on.
something's going on there. So with that being the case, Rhaegar looks at you and goes, "So I found out something." Yeah. So I don't know what it's called, but you know the stuff that's all around the mountain. You know, you can't really grab it, but it stops you from seeing. Well, I notice whenever you go in that, time moves quicker. So you get more done in there. It's nice. I met a bunch of owlbear friends.
Cool.
Yeah. We played Castle. It was fun. But then we heard a weird sound and then we left. I was like, nope. So out of game, is there anything that you would like to talk with him about?
Not so much, I guess. Yeah, he just filled me in or whatever.
Okay. So while these things are going on, is there anything that you plan on doing this morning before you catch up with the rest of the people?
Just making sure I got all my supplies and stuff.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So as you get your supplies and stuff all together, you know that mask you have on you?
Mm-hmm.
You hear a voice in Primordial say, "Hello. Hi. Wake up. Grab me."
Hello, little.
Like in multiple different like voices.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're like greeting each other. And then all of them at the same time in unison say to you, "Good morning.
Morning.
Are you going to be doing the thing?" Says one of the female voices.
I believe so.
You going to put us on?
I am going to.
Okay, put it on. Put it on. So
It's the bad.
you put it on.
Here we go.
So when
Jim Carrey, look out.
when you put it on, the mask covers your entire body, and you disappear for a moment, and you reappear in a massive throne room, and there are 4 daises. One looks like it's made out of nothing but earth, and sitting upon it is a Dao wearing a crown. The next throne is made up of nothing but, molten metal and magma, and sitting above it would be an Ifrit, and above it you see a crown made of fire just hovering above his head. And then directly to the right of that, you see a I always forget the name of it, the water one.
Married.
Merid. You see a coral with seaweed kind of moving, and sitting on it you see a Merid, and you see a coral crown above her head that looks very familiar.
No.
And the 4th dais is what looks like it's made out of a normal wooden chair with maybe some vine embellishments and some feather embroidery. And you see the Jinn sitting there, a female with a very elaborate crown. And behind them is a curtain of each of the elements, just behind them. And you feel like you are in the location in the planes where all of the elemental planes touch. So you are here in their throne room, and you feel the immense power of all 4 of the elements overwhelm you. And the Ifrit, which is a male, says, "Step forward."
Okay.
As you step forward, he says, "Speak your name and why you deem yourself worthy to wear the mask of the primordials."
It's Elvian. And we're related, I guess.
Related?
Mm-hmm.
How?
I'm a creature of the sea.
You see the, I forgot again already.
Merid.
The Merid. You see the Merid kind of sit forward and look at you, kind of nod, kind of motions you to move over in front of her, and did the stream stop?
No, it's still going on my end.
Okay. And she says with a very elegant voice, "Ah, you are a sea elf. You are from the oceans, and you've treated my kind with compassion and love. I'm assuming your primary pull in the elements would be to the water?
It would be.
And what is it that you seek most in life, young Alvain?"
What do I see? Just, I don't know, to benefit the world, make the world a better place.
Make the world a better place. And you would do this by protecting the oceans, the seas, the rivers, the lakes, and all of our kind? She says, Very well. She looks at the others. They look at her. She says, kneel.
If I haven't been already.
Her 10-foot tall self steps off of her dais and comes down to you. And you see her, she kneels down in front of you and she puts her arms around you so that your head is on her chest. And you feel the water embrace you. And she says in Aquan, then go forth as a primordial and bear the mark of my house. And you feel the water rush into your mouth and fill your body with ancient magical powers that unlocks the second tier, the primordial within you. And you just feel so much stronger and connected to the primordial planes. And she lets go and she gives you a kiss on the cheek and she says, be safe, for many dangers are in your future. And at that point you reappear back on your bed and the mask crumbles.
What does Regard do?
Rigard's like,
Starts eating the
where'd
pieces.
you go?
You broke it.
What happened? What was it supposed to do that?
Unfortunately,
He picks up a little piece. Hello? Nope, it's broke. You broke it. I hope the guys don't find out about that. They might might not be too
we
thrilled.
won't be telling him about
Okay.
It was yours. You can do whatever you want with
it.
it.
He says, well, then... Okay. He said, well...
Has he tried out his new item?
Oh, yeah, he's wearing it.
Okay.
He says, well, I guess we can go eat breakfast?
Sure.
Food sounds good. Food's always good.
Always good.
It's always good. And you get downstairs and you hear something rustling around in the kitchen. In your kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
And when you get down there and you peek in there, you see 3 other owlbear cubs are like raiding your pantry. And he goes, I may have forgotten to tell you about that.
Friends of yours, huh?
Yeah, they could stay with us for a couple of days.
It's your house too?
Okay.
But they're your responsibility, you know.
Oh shit. He goes in there and he starts talking to them in their owlbear language and telling some stuff, and they just kind of look at him and they're like, and they leave the kitchen. They go sit down at the table. He starts cleaning up the mess they were making. Just smiles at you. You saw nothing.
No harm, no foul.
And I'm guessing you make them all breakfast along with yourself?
Sure.
Okay. So at that point in time, we're going to go back to you. I had to skip you because you were making coffee.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine. You were helping the DM stay caffeinated. That's kind of important.
Okay.
So what is it that you'd like to do this morning?
Well, I was on my way to find a master craftsman, so I'm going to look up Mortar Darkbane, the Durgar craftsman I ran into on the first day. I was
Yes. He is a master crafter.
Yeah, I'm going to see if I can find him.
Give me an investigation check.
It's advantage since I'm within the city.
Yeah, you use those abilities.
I mean, giving advantage on intelligence rolls to a nerd is useful. Investigation.
He's a nerd.
22.
So you very quickly find him. He's at the main building where most of the people congregate.
Mm-hmm.
He's currently eating breakfast.
All right.
You weren't able to find him that night before
Okay.
because everyone saw dragons. People hid,
Okay.
and the dwarves have been digging
Too girdly and too deep.
tunnels.
Nicely done.
I love it. That was good.
Anyway.
A little bit of an innuendo there.
Okay, so I have a couple questions. If it's the next morning, then I have a few questions.
Yeah.
Was I able to get my studying in? On the book?
That night?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't see why you wouldn't have. I mean,
All right.
unless you were doing something else.
All right. Also, have my hit points come back. In abstract terms, has the wound that the Sapphire Dragon inflicted healed or at least started to heal?
No.
So I'm at. So I'm still down 20 hit points.
Yes.
Should I just chalk that up as a max HP reduction?
Temporarily. Regard.
Okay. So yeah. So in game terms, I'm just reducing my max HP until it gets fixed.
Until you get it fixed or you figure out what's going on.
All right.
Perhaps you might want to spend some time with that this morning before you go looking for people, or you just want to go straight out?
Well, it's wrapped up and it's not currently bleeding, correct?
Correct.
All right. So if I'm not in any immediate danger, I've got stuff I need to do. And the
Question.
Yes.
I like, for those of you that are watching, Ron as a DM likes to use movies, comic books, TV shows, and things like that as a reference. Not because I want it specifically to look like that, but it's the closest thing that I can think of that would give the players an accurate depiction of what it is I'm talking about. But the wound that is on your hand resembles Frodo's wound when he was stabbed with the Morgul blade.
So it's starting to look necrotic.
Yes, but purple. More purple in place of the black.
So it's looking necrotic, but not in the normal way.
Yes, kind of. It's,
Okay.
Your flesh isn't being eaten away, but it definitely doesn't look normal.
All right.
But we don't have any affiliation with Lord of the Rings or Tolkien. Just throwing that out there, so
Yeah.
nobody has a conniption.
All right. And the loot from the champion was distributed, so I have all the stuff that I got.
Yes.
All right. So I do have the 2 soul gems, correct?
Correct.
So, well, I'm waiting for his for Morgar to finish breakfast. I'm going to sit down trying to tune one of the soul gems.
And you're doing this in public.
How much do I know about soul gems? Should I roll another? Because I know what they are.
Roll a percentile. We'll say the higher you roll, the more you know about what could happen when you try to connect with them.
Okay. Cocked. 13.
You have no idea.
Okay, so yeah, I'll just.
You know what they use for, and you know what they are by looking, but you just.
I know that there's something inside here.
Yep. Well,
So-
here, if you want a more accurate depiction.
Ooh, hefty. You could hurt someone with this.
Oh yeah.
I'm guessing with 8th strength.
It's
I
a
only.
bludgeoning weapon.
I'm guessing with 8th strength, I need to use both hands.
Yes.
So, all right.
My purpose for putting that in your hand is to show you that that's not something you can hide.
I'm not trying to hide it.
I'm just letting you know because
Okay.
you're doing it in public.
All right, I'm sitting down at the table, trying to tune to it. Well, not necessarily tune to it, but I'm trying to open a connection between me.
You're doing the same thing with it that you did with the gem, the egg. That
Yeah.
you found out it was an egg.
Yeah, I'm focusing on it, trying to establish communication with.
Give me a wisdom save at disadvantage.
Oh, crap.
Disadvantage because you're willingly doing it.
Okay. That is a 5.
5. So when you connect with it, you are in a black room. Like you're shrouded in complete darkness.
So it's the you can't. It's no difference between eyes being open and closed.
Correct. You can't see anything.
Mm-hmm.
And then out of the darkness, you finally can start to see something.
Mm-hmm.
You see what appears to be a lich. It has greenish colored necrotic skin. It has a crown on that appears to be made out of other skulls.
Mm-hmm.
It is wearing a black robe with red symbols around the bottom edge of the robe and up the front.
Mm-hmm.
It has rings on every finger, and he walks forward, and you hear it say, "Ah, finally, I have a visitor. yes. And who might you be, young sir?
You can call me H. With whom do I have the pleasure of speaking?
I am Asuvar.
Asuvar. I'm afraid I'm not familiar with your exploits. Could you...
I am the third Archlich. I was created, well, by me. Ha ha! I did it.
What was his name?
I achieved great power.
So, what are you doing here? Or is this your phylactery?
He looks angry all of a sudden. He goes, I was trapped here, obviously. How did you get in here? Are you trapped with me? Do you play chess?
I do, but not well.
Well, we do have all of eternity in here together, so we can learn together.
I don't think I have. I don't think I have eternity, and I don't think I'd be able to beat you.
So you're just visiting?
I believe so. Yes, I'm still fuzzy on the. I'm still fuzzy on the mechanics of what I actually just did. So.
Do you serve the Ice Queen? How is it that you have one of her soul gems?
Let's see.
Is she still mad at me? Will she let me out of my prison?
She hasn't mentioned you.
Would you please give a good word for me? I would like to be released.
Next.
Tell her I have invented a new plague to bring upon mankind.
Oh, what kind?
The plague? Oh, yes. He kind of comes a little closer and he says, I have learned how to manifest pox, is what I call it.
I'm sorry, could you repeat his name? Sorry, I'm trying to take notes.
Did you...
Yes, we were.
You just like deflated the whole
Sorry.
scene. You killed it! What is the name again?
Asuvar. ASUVAR.
Give this man a cookie.
I'll take an inspiration though.
It's put away right now. Remind me later.
Also, you got it from me, so.
Hey.
All right.
Shit rolls downhill.
All right. A pox, you call it. What does it do specifically?
Well, you see, it makes you feel intense pain and suffering, and these boils and bubbles and pustules and slime and ooze comes from your body, and well, you get sick, and it spreads through touch, even through the air. It gives great suffering, which gives me great joy. You hear his bones clap together. It's very creepy.
Yeah, this is a. I'm so glad morale's not a stat in this game. Well, that's very interesting. I'll be sure to mention to it next time mention it to her next time we speak.
Well, thank you, good sir. And your name is H, you said?
Yes, yes.
Well, I will remember this favor you have given to me.
Of course.
And what is it? What year is it?
I have that written down somewhere, I think.
Yeah.
The year is 1246 on the Imperial calendar, I assume.
Carry the 4. 300 years she's kept me in here. I do believe my time is over. Please tell her to release me.
I'm not in a position to tell her anything. But I will broach the topic.
Thank you.
That's all I can do.
Thank you.
All right, I'm going to try and break. And I can't do that from in here, so I'm going to try and break my attunement.
It doesn't work.
Okay.
He goes, having trouble?
A little bit, yes.
Well, you must be a very powerful archmage if you're able to leave the gem. Otherwise, your soul's trapped.
Oh, this isn't good.
You say that out loud? Or you're thinking it?
I'm thinking it. Well,
So am I, by the way.
well, time to get creative because I'm not physically here. That's not possible. So that means my soul has been drawn into the gem, meaning that there is presumably some connection to to get me back. There's presumably some connection to get me back, and considering that I've been working essentially with meta magic. Well, not meta magic, but with creating spells. I'm going to try something. I'm going to attempt to counterspell myself. I'm trying to disperse the manifestation of me inside the.
Roll an Arcana.
Okay, and I assume I don't count as being in the town at this point because my body is, but
correct. You are not in a sense not in town.
Okay, Arcana. That is a 20.
That is not high enough.
Okay.
But have you ever watched a movie or a TV show where someone is like in another dimension or inside their mind, and they're so captivated and caught into what they're doing that they don't know what's going on, but someone else is talking to them from outside and you can kind of hear parts of what they're saying?
Yeah.
You see Amber's face, and you see her saying, H. It's almost like from inside the gym, you can see her face up above you, like 5 times the normal size. And it's like, H! Like she's trying to talk to you.
All right.
And then you see a spectral arm come in, grab you by your shirt, and pull you out. And now you're back in your body.
Cool.
And you see the gem in her hand.
Oh. There you go.
Where'd you get a soul gem?
We found it on the Dragon Rider from yesterday.
Why did you go inside of it?
I had no idea what was in it. I needed to look. Imagine if some poor soul had been trapped there for 1,000 years to be poked by the Ice Queen. What? It's my duty. It was not my duty, but it was the right thing to do to find out who was in there and if they should be released. And by the way, they should not be released.
She sits down in front of you and she says it was the dumb thing to do.
It was also the right thing to do.
Yes, but at the expense of your soul, which luckily I happened to walk by. You see she has a plate of food in her hand. She was grabbing some breakfast. She puts the plate down and she says, I need to teach you the appropriate way to view into them.
All right.
Do you know the scry spell?
I do not.
She will pull out her book of magic.
All right.
And she will let you read the basic understanding of how to cast scry.
So scrying?
The scry spell.
Yeah.
Sadly, it's a 5th level spell, so you gotta wait before levels.
Yeah.
She tells you that there is a way to use that formula without casting the spell to peer into soul gems.
All right.
Not go into, peer into. She says if you ever do that again and someone like her's not around, you're not getting out.
All right.
Don't ever do that again, she says. That is bad. I will not tell your friends that you did that. That is very dangerous. Also, whatever's in there could have destroyed your soul or attacked your soul. Or,
I'm getting that now. Yes.
yeah, bad juju.
Oh, you're familiar with magic more than I am, right?
You can say that.
Okay, so I'll unwrap my arm. Any chance I can get a diagnosis here?
She stands up, grabs her plate, and she says, so, like I said, do not go into the soul gems, just peer into it. And she will walk out of the room.
Wow, he still had some appetite after that.
Or she didn't see it? Am I the only one seeing it?
I can't believe my woman's already keeping secrets from me.
I would get the feeling she did see it.
It's not a secret if you don't ask.
Would have said,
Yes, it is.
"What's
It
wrong?"
very much is. But that's fine.
All right. So I'm back in my body. I will put the soul gem very much away, and
You hear a voice in your head. Hey, are you still there?
do I recognize?
It's that same voice, but it's very faint, so you don't hear the raspiness. You're gonna block it out.
Yeah.
Give me a wisdom save, because you've kind of attuned to it.
All right. 11.
Nope.
Okay.
Hey, have you talked to her yet? Can you go get her?
She's pretty far away. Let's see. I'll focus back on it. She's pretty far away right now.
How are you focusing on it? The way she taught you, or the way you did it before?
Let's see.
What do you mean? Let's see. I mean, it's a very clear question.
I'm thinking. Let's see. Did I burn the spell slot on that counterspell attempt?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to break down a first level spell slot into a sorcery point. So no, that would take me over the maximum. Never mind. So I will put the gem down and try and scry it out like she taught me.
Okay. So that would be a wisdom save.
It's over here. I'm terrible at these. 7.
You are not able to scry it.
All right.
Well, can you like send her a message or something? A bird, a raven, a sending, anything? You have an imp? Send an imp. They're really reliable.
Let's see. I will grab a piece of paper and a pen, and I will write out. I'll talk to her as soon as I can and slap it on the surface of the stone.
You just hear his voice say, "Okay, all right. I see how this is gonna go." And then he just goes quiet. Sunny.
Hey.
Put him in a bag of holding.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. So, as you are preparing for bed, last we left off, your mother appeared in your room.
Forgetting proper procedure, he just goes up there and hugs her.
She will hug you, and as you pull away, she kneels. Your Majesty.
What?
She looks at you.
I'm the one supposed to be kneeling. Oh shit. He'll kneel.
You are... No, she stops you. Please stand up. Stand up.
Mom?
What are you... She stands up with you. Have you fallen and bumped your head?
I've had a long day. What's going on? Why are you here?
I come to see if there's anything I can do for you, Your Majesty.
I don't know if it's Josh or Sonny that's having the brain fart here.
I think you both are.
Can I make an intelligence check?
Yes, you can. We'll say...
That's a nat 20.
Never mind.
Pull this off and stuff.
Would you like to reread what Excalibur does?
Oh, shit. He'll look to the sword. That makes a little bit more sense, but it's still weird.
You're the reigning king of the Summer Court. Your father willed that to you before he passed.
Father passed?
From the court, yes. Out of game, they call it the passing. When they leave the throne, they call it the passing.
Okay.
Yeah,
Josh is having brain
Basically,
farts.
they pass the torch off.
More responsibility that I'm not ready for.
Well, we will continue to reign in your absence. Should that be your command, Your Majesty?
Yeah, that's probably for the best. There's, Are you informed of what's been going on down here?
No.
He'll have her sit down with him and he will divulge everything that's been going on.
Oh, wisdom save for the... Oh, dear. She is very much overwhelmed. She's kind of staring at you, like almost staring through you, because she's thinking. The wheels are turning. She's processing, and she's been alive for a very, very, very long time. So she's seen a lot of stuff. So she's not overwhelmed like a normal human would be, but you can tell by her reaction that if you had told just a generic Joe Schmo this stuff, they would either A, try to commit you into a psych ward, or B, they would just have a manic break right then and there. But she seems to be okay, and she's like, it makes sense that you need to be here to take care of those things, because if the mortal plane falls, the Feywilds definitely are within their reach.
Right, so my duty, I have to be here to help them. So I will not be able to return to the summer court until this is completed.
She reaches into the arm of her dress and she pulls out what looks like a small saucer plate that's been wrapped up in parchment paper. And she says, "Your father sends this to you as tribute."
I'll take it. Still thinking this is a little weird. And undo it.
You notice it is a Fey ambrosia cake.
Does Sonny know what this does?
Yes, Sonny does know what it does.
Okay, Sonny does know what it does. That's another nat 20.
Wow, those dice your brother gave you is coming in clutch there.
Yeah?
You know that when you eat those, it is the ritualistic way of becoming a higher tiered Fey in the court.
Sonny will just look at it and kind of just let it drink in of now the weight of the responsibilities are now starting to weigh on him.
She says, "Now just think of it. If you hadn't went on a trip," she goes like that, "you would have never known of these things, and your friends would have never met you."
Destiny can be a strange thing sometimes.
She'll wave her hand, and you'll see a male Fey of the summer court, an Eladrin, appear, and he's wearing full plate, like that of a knight. "This is your squire, offering from your brother, trained by the butterfly knight himself. Out of game, you now have a level 2 sidekick."
Okay, I will get him made by,
Next session.
Yeah.
It's fine. He's only going to be doing, like, stuff that you need him to do anyway.
Okay.
And she says, "Now for my tribute." She will whisper in your ear her true name.
Okay. I'll have you give that to me later.
When she does that, you feel the Fey blood in you empower. And you go up a tier on your Fey transformation.
Okay.
And she says, "Well, Your Majesty, we will leave you to it. We have much to tend to.
Okay. Take care, Mother.
I will prepare a small force should you need it in an emergency."
Very well.
50, do you think, is good enough for an emergency?
I believe that will suffice.
She will stand up. She looks at the squire and says, with a very strong tone, "If you fail my son, darkness will forever consume your soul. You will never be allowed back in the Feywilds." He will put his hand on his chest and bow. "I will never fail the summer court or him." And then at that point, she will disappear.
Sonny will take a minute, and then he'll eat the cake.
That does something different.
Uh-oh, what does that do?
That gives you a boon from the Fey transformation.
An additional one?
Mm-hmm.
From either tier?
Yep. Either tier that you already have access to. So you would be at
3.
2, I think. Right?
3. He was already 2.
Oh, was he? Oh.
Okay.
Because of his noble blood, he started a little higher.
Ah.
Okay, I will look into that.
Okay, take your time.
Okay.
So your squire kneels, Your Majesty. How shall I address you?
I believe it is wise for me to continue using the alias Sunny while we are here.
As you command, Sonny.
We are to depart soon for a cave for training. I'd like you to come with us.
I will do whatever you command.
How does it feel to oust your parents from their status as monarchs?
I don't know. How would it feel to like, hey, mom, dad, you're fired. I'm taking your job now.
I mean, they seem cool with it. So.
I mean, it's
They seem chill.
They're magically bound by it because of the sword.
well, it's kind of priced into the stock when you're royalty.
Right.
So
See,
That
I want
is
to know.
true.
I want to know how the hell the Kraken got Excalibur.
he's like very overwhelmed at the moment, so he's gonna try to meditate
Person that is.
until morning.
Okay. So he will go stand guard at the door on the inside
Okay.
while you're meditating. Or would you prefer him on the outside?
He could be on the outside. I'm assuming Zarina has all kinds of stuff to do, so he'll just focus on meditation for tonight.
He'll go to the outside. So morning comes for you,
Okay.
which they're already at morning.
Okay.
So morning comes for you, and you wake up naturally for the first time, and you can't remember a morning when you just woke up because you were done sleeping. You're usually woken up because someone wakes you up, someone's knocking at the door, there's loud noises, there's always something like, oh my god, I gotta get up and go do this, this is important, But you just wake up naturally and you're like stretching in bed, and you're like, oh, it's such a nice day. The sun's coming in the window. You feel like everything's nice. Like, am I still in Icemorr right now?
I'll go look outside the window. It's still.
The sun is shining very bright, and the snow is melting.
I'll open the window.
A still cool but warming breeze comes in, fresh,
For the first time in 4 sessions, off the shirt goes.
and you feel the radiant sun hit you, and you happen to catch a glance in the mirror.
Mm-hmm.
It's not an actual on your character physically, but through the mirror you catch a glance. The fake crown is on your head. You don't feel it. It's catching a glance of your aura, because you are technically an archfey right now, because you're ruling, even though you're not there, which is really weird.
Responsibility, damn you.
Ruling in absentia.
Your archfey in title only.
Yes, I will.
You have no power to back this up physically.
Oh, time to work on that. I'll sunbathe for a little bit. Will Sonny forget to put his shirt back on? Yeah, I'll say he forgets on purpose.
You better hope
Forgets
no
on purpose.
winter court ever finds you, because you were easy pickings for them.
This is an important distinction. You said you're forgetting on purpose. Is Josh forgetting on purpose, or is Sonny?
Sonny's forgetting on purpose.
Just checking.
He'll like walk out like nothing's wrong.
You see the guard standing there. Good morning, Sonny.
Morning.
Sir,
Yes.
your shirt is off. I thought I might alert you.
Correct. Crap. You turn around, walk back inside.
He will step inside while the door is open now that you're awake.
Okay.
Your Majesty, if I may.
You may.
Sonny, if I may. You have some messages from people that visited while you were sleeping. I told them you were not to be disturbed.
I'll take a look at the first message.
Serena,
It just says, who the fuck is this guy?
The next one is some town business, nothing really important. Something you can deal with very easily.
Next one.
The next one is a report, the same report he got about the bodies.
Okay.
That's from the Justicar. The next report is something as the chairman that you're going to want to have to mention to him. Another 22 people have been found dead this morning.
All right.
Specifically children.
All right, Sonny will not read the others. He'll just straight up walk to the town hall.
Your guard is what you know the very sturdy and hefty marching that that comes with a knight walking with its master. I can't help but think of Brienne of Tarth from Game of Thrones following beside
Lannister, Jaime.
like Jaime, because Jaime had a bit of a stance to him, but Brienne just was like, what is that? You know, it's just she's so big. Anyway, this guy, this Aladrin, this knight that you're with, oh, by the way, his name is Alarin. That is not his true name, that's his name.
Okay.
He stands 7'2", and he weighs, you're guessing without his armor, around 250, 275. He's a brick shithouse. He is solid. He looks like he's been training nothing but physically for the last 20, 30 years, easy. Out of game, far as stats are concerned, at level 2 sidekick, he has a 22 strength. Just to give you an idea of how strong he is.
Okay. I'll go over with that with you after the
But
game.
I'm just giving you an idea of how strong he is.
Okay.
So when he walks, like, people are like, well, who the hell is that? So where are you going?
To the town hall.
To the town hall, which is his manor.
Looking up, can I judge what time it is?
7 o'clock, 8 o'clock in the morning.
Okay, so he'll have to...
Some kids are out. They're taking advantage of the thawing, and they're removing ice that's packed onto the walkways, getting rid of some of the wet snow. A lot of the adults are pulling the wet snow off the roof so it doesn't make the roofs collapse. Because your Justicar is doing her job. And
I had informed the people to do this stuff too.
yeah, and you notice for some reason all of the children are staying really close to the houses. They're not really going far out like they normally do, and they're actually helping. A lot of them are carrying like firewood, to different houses. They're doing a lot of helpful things, and the little children are kind of in the town square with like 3 or 4 adults, and they're kind of showing them. And they're kind of showing them some games and stuff. But a lot of people like have their jackets off and they're enjoying the warmth. By the way, there's a warmth snap that's happening right now. I know you had the 7 days determined for the weather.
It was only 2, I think, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
it was
So-
only 2.
It's still beyond today. You already knew what it was happening, but the warm snap is a result of a magical event that has happened. So both of you will get a ping on your weather. Today is supposed to be in the 80s.
Oh,
Only today.
right.
There is an aura in this region that is just, it's gonna thaw pretty much a good portion of this area, at least in a 10-mile radius. You're not really sure what caused it, but the weather, it like instantly changes for some reason. Like you knew it was gonna be cold and windy like it was, but definitely out of game take advantage of the warm weather.
Definitely using the spellcasters to clear away ice, slush, and water, so that doesn't ice over back.
Yep. So you get over to the manor and you notice that there are 2 guards standing out front. Not like on guard, but they're waiting for someone. And they are of House Foss, the Drow House.
Okay.
And I'll get that to you. I'll get to you about that when I get over to you. but they appear to be waiting for someone. Maybe someone's in there seeing him. So I'm assuming you just walk in.
I'll acknowledge them. Is Balam busy?
No, the Countess wanted to stop by and give him a word of recommendation for a job well done by one of his party members last night.
When she is done, can you inform Balam I'm setting, or I need to call a meeting?
They both go like that, as you wish, Chairman.
Thank you.
Although, you could probably just go in, sir. They're not in a private meeting.
Just for clarification, the townhouse that we have the meeting, is that actually in his house or the building next to it?
It is his manor, because you guys don't have a keep built yet. It is in the process of being built, but it takes like 90 days or something. I have to look at the chart again, but it takes a long time.
Is this meeting taking place in the meeting room?
No, I believe that they are just in his foyer talking.
I'll be in the meeting room. Then
Hey.
he'll walk inside.
Your squire follows you. You notice that he very thoroughly wipes his feet, and then you see him go like this with his hand over his boots, and you see all of the water go away.
He'll do the same.
He follows you into the meeting room. You catch a glimpse of him and a knight walking into the meeting room. You're currently having a conversation with Countess Voss. I'll get back to you on that. We're going to go to Rob. So morning comes. You wake up. You notice that she is in bed. She's currently laying with her back to you on her side. She's got a couple pillows underneath of her head, and she's holding a pillow. And her hair is up in a bun, which you don't see her do very often. And you notice a tattoo on her neck.
All right.
Or maybe it's a seal, a brand. You're not really sure exactly what it is, whether it was put there forcibly or by her own will. You're not really sure.
Mm-hmm.
But the symbol is that of a 9-pointed star, and around the 9-pointed star is 22 small stars, like almost dots. 22 of them.
9-pointed star, 22 small ones. Oh, well, that's an interesting number. Unfortunately, Nocturne doesn't
You
know
don't have to
anything
do
about
that.
that yet, so...
You don't have to do that anymore. Yeah, I talked to a YouTube representative. We don't have to do that anymore.
Oh, we don't need to worry about.
No, as long as we're not claiming endorsements.
Okay.
Well, that-
Is it something I've never seen, or is it anything I can roll to recognize, or...
It's so obscure, you would have to roll above 22 to even know what it is, but you can give it a chance.
22 in what?
It would have to be history or arcana if it's trained.
Literally can't do that.
Okay.
I
sorry.
could ask Imp.
Mhm.
I think he would have to roll an 18 or higher, but...
He...
sorry, it would have to be a 19 or higher.
Well, he gave himself guidance, so he rolled an 18 plus 1
Okay.
plus his bonuses. I wanted to roll that for him because it's so obscure. He looks at you. Well, you don't know this because he's invisible. You'll feel.
I do have telepathy with him constantly. Because I have,
Oh, that's
I have
right, I
voice
forgot
of the,
about that.
Voice of the Chain Master, so he can talk to me mentally anytime.
Okay, so you're gonna have to. I'm assuming he's not with you right now. Didn't you have him doing something?
Not this night. I mean, I
Okay,
sent
then
him to
he's
go
in the
get
room.
Kate yesterday, but...
So he can sense that you're curious about it. He says the star is the symbol for the cosmic mother, which a lot of people believe to be Anaria. It's not proven, but a lot of people believe that it's her. It could be someone else. And the 22 is the 22 cosmic items that were created by her to help guide the people and protect them in tough times.
Now, this is just a in-game thing. I'm just, since we're all here, it's sometimes hard to remember. Nocturne doesn't know anything about the 22 items yet, right?
No.
Okay, just checking. So that doesn't ping any bells. It's more just a curiosity at this point.
Yeah, Sonny hasn't told anyone about that yet.
Yep. Okay, that's fine. So I'll kind of ask Imp if he has any theories on why she might have that. Not like a suspicious thing, just like, oh, that's strange. Why would she have that?
So with the intelligence check that he just rolled, he tells you, well, it could be a couple of things. Either she finds herself to be a historian and a like an antiquarian, like she wants to, maybe she wants to find them. Maybe it's one of her life goals or something, and maybe it's one of the things she read about when she went to school and she was so fascinated by it she got a tattoo of it. To tattoo yourself in any way, shape, or form with a religious symbol, however, you would think because it's not defiled in any way, like there's no lines through it or there's no decoloring or anything, it's almost like he feels like it's a form of reverence, like she actually either knows who the Cosmic Mother is or she respects the idea of what the Cosmic Mother is.
And in lore, is the Cosmic Mother good? I mean...
In lore, the Cosmic Mother is good. The Cosmic Mother stands for creation, a form of balance and order. The wife to the Cosmic Father, which isn't really talked about a lot. No one knows much about him at all. But the Cosmic Mother pretty much is the equivalent of God, like the highest of all of the deities in my world.
Sure.
She would be the patriarch. Matriarch. She would be the matriarch of the gods.
So basically either Anaria or even a step above Anaria.
Yeah, like maybe her mother.
Right. Gotcha.
So you're not really... No one's really sure because it's never been confirmed because no one's ever got a response from her when they try to pray to her.
Mm-hmm.
But
this would theoretically indicate that Amber's not evil.
Oh, no. No.
Well, that's
you
good.
can't bear that symbol if you're evil. It's not. There would be some flesh coming off.
Mm-hmm. How
Are you
she...
okay, George?
Yeah, I'm just thinking.
Your skin is like reddish in color, or is that just the light?
Probably just...
Look that way. Oh, you're okay. Never mind.
Okay.
That's really weird. The light was putting a red tint to your face. I was like, "Are you okay? You have an allergic reaction?"
I'm bitch slapping him mentally right now.
Hey, look here. But no, she's asleep, and she sleeps very quiet and sound. And she always has this elegant smell to her, and she's always pretty, even when she's sleeping.
Mm-hmm. Okay. How early is it? I mean, have we had like
It's
a
like
full
7
night's
o'clock.
sleep?
Yep,
or-
it's like 7 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
Did someone bring soda?
Apparently not.
I did not.
Uh-oh.
Sorry, I swung by
It's okay.
to get something, but they didn't have any of what I was looking for.
We'll see if we can have someone go grab some during lunch break. Which we
I
will
don't
be
know.
taking at 3 o'clock in 40 minutes. So,
Having known Amber for only a day and a half at this point, would I have any sense of whether she would want to be woken up or prefer I just slip out? I mean, because some people really like one and some people really like the other.
if you're just waking her up to tell her you're going,
I would be waking her up to, massage her shoulders, kind of, sweet on her a little bit, not to like, encourage anything, but just to show
Normally
that she's loved.
normally she would probably enjoy that, but unfortunately she's pretty tired. She had a late night, so she probably would rather sleep.
Okay. Then I'll very quietly, or as quietly as I can, get out of bed, dress, write her a quick note, just saying I didn't want to disturb her and that I love her and, all this moochy stuff.
Okay.
Write her a quick little verse.
You
Which I'm
used
not
the
gonna
L
write.
word already?
Yeah, why not?
Okay. I mean,
Nocturne is...
love is love, man. If you feel like you love someone after the second day of meeting them, then by all means follow your heart.
Also,
I told George that I loved him after knowing him for a week.
Sure.
So
we're also in a very inhospitable land, so relationships have to go quick.
I mean,
True. We're in Skyrim rules here.
Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, I will do that, and then I will leave and I will go try to find Alabaster.
Okay. Real quick, Hunter.
Yo.
There are plastic cups behind you, and I do have sweet tea in the refrigerator.
Okay.
If you want some of that.
I was just starting to get a slight headache.
Sure.
Caffeine
what's
withdrawal?
wrong.
Caffeine withdrawal, maybe?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Dehydration?
Might be slight dehydration.
Jake,
You want to grab him a bottle of water?
We'll do.
Thank
Is
you.
this
grab me one as well,
2 or
George?
just 1?
George,
Yeah?
can you grab 3?
Alright.
Thank you.
So as you go wandering around, you find Alabaster near the town square in the middle of town, and he is currently doing small cantrip tricks for the children.
Ooh.
I don't know if this is
Now
2
I've
or
never
1
met
hour.
him before.
2.
I don't
Okay.
think.
Yeah, it didn't say here.
So I will stay back for a while because I don't want to upstage him. So I'll try and stay out of the kid's view. Like I don't care if he notices me, but I don't want the kids to notice me for fear of taking the attention away.
He's with like 3 other adults that are keeping the younger kids entertained, so he sees you and just kind of ushers you over.
Okay.
He doesn't really seem to care.
Sure.
Hey, Nocturne,
Hello.
how are you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing skippity-doo-dah-day well.
I've heard you're the man to meet around here. And
Okay.
unfortunately, I haven't had a chance to introduce myself yet.
I didn't do it. Whatever it is they said I did, they need to prove it.
What if it was funny?
Then I definitely did it.
Absolutely. You and I are going to get along well.
I've heard good things about you.
Oh, thank you.
I heard the performance went well at the Voss Castle.
Oh, it was very fun. Did you not make it?
No, unfortunately, the missus had me tied up in...
Understood.
Well, tied up.
So you're married.
Only on days that end in Y.
What's her name?
You know why?
Why?
I asked myself the same question.
Well, you're the perfect man to talk to because I myself, and I'll kind of look around conspiratorially and then like lean in and talk quietly. And
You do get the instant feeling that he's definitely lying about having a wife.
that's fine. But I'll say, I myself have recently found an interest.
Is yours fictional too? I can never seem to find one.
Hopefully not. That would be all sorts of problems. No, I'm pretty sure she's real. But it feels like it.
Who is she?
Her
Do we
name-
know her?
Her name is Amber.
The Amber?
The Amber. She
Oh.
looks like this.
Oh, I know what
When
she
she
looks
wears
like.
a silly hat, she looks like this. When she wears her lingerie, she looks.
You see him peek around. Ah.
I don't actually show it. I'm not showing her off like that.
You do like a banana or
Yeah.
something. Ah.
That's what she gives you.
She has a well-stocked larder.
Woo! Reverse roll.
In the reverse.
So, he looks at you and he goes, "So what is it I can do for you?"
Well, I understand you run a particular shop that sells all sorts of wondrous things.
What are you looking for?
Something made out of amber.
Let me see if I have anything in stock. I'll have to talk to my business partner, however. Excuse me for a moment. You see him reach out to nowhere and like knock on the on what would be a door, and then you see a door appear. It's a wooden door. It's got a golden shield on the front of it, kind of like a symbol, and then it's got 3 W's inside of each other.
He's already here. I didn't even have to do anything. He's
I was
already
like,
here.
what are those?
God dang it.
What
The
are
moment
the
he
odds?
started to describe it, I was like, there's no way. I haven't even played his creation yet. One of his clones.
So,
But he's already here.
well,
This must be a
remember,
reference to another game, I imagine.
remember we had that conversation when Anaria met with the commies and then met with Wimble. Mm-hmm. Anyway,
So this is all reference to a different game that I wasn't a part of. So
This
if
is-
you're lost, so am
This
I.
is referenced something beyond a game.
okay. So as you see the door open, and you see a middle-aged man standing there, well-kept, looking wizardly fellow. He has the number 34 inscribed on his forehead in Roman numerals. And you see Alabaster go, Wimble, you're in the shop. And Wimble kind of sarcastically looks at him and goes, of course I am. You knocked on my door. I'm always working. What do you want? Well, can I come in? Well, of course you can. Come. Where are my manners? Please come in, Alabaster. Would you like to come in too?
Oh, if I'm being invited, it would be rude not to.
Are you a vampire? That was very weird how you worded that.
One moment.
Not today.
Nope.
Okay, come in.
Yeah,
And
okay.
when you walk in, it's like a warehouse full of magic items. And you're currently at what would be the reception area, like the checkout. And he goes back behind the counter, and you see 30 or 40 of him around in the warehouse, walking around with different numbers on their forehead working. And he says, so, what can I do for you?
Well, I'm looking for a present for my lady love, and I thought something made out of amber would be appropriate, as her name is also made out of amber.
How big do you want it? Do you want something trapped inside of it? Do you want it shaped into an object?
I mean, just something small. I don't have a
Oh,
whole lot of
come
money.
on! You gotta you gotta want something better than that. You can't come to Wimble's Wondrous Wares and not
Well,
have just a basic piece of amber. I mean, you could find one of those in the desert.
I'm pretty far from a desert, unfortunately.
Oh, you just want a piece of amber.
It was
Wow.
more than I expected.
He looks at Alabaster and it's like, you brought him here for a piece of amber? I've been waiting to show anyone that's worth coming to this shop that can afford anything in here for years. So sue me if the first thing he wants is a piece of amber.
I think we found the person we need to sell excess magic items to.
There you go. Unfortunately, I'm a little short on money right now, so the best of what you have I probably couldn't afford anyway at this current time.
I deal in other currencies other than gold and platinum.
I'll put on a performance for you.
If it's good, I'll give you a discount. If it's bad, I'll charge you more.
Deal! And I put on a little impromptu performance for him.
Give me a performance roll and tell me what you're doing.
Are you doing the...
Let's see. I don't know this guy, so...
Do the greatest magic trick ever.
Hunter.
I'll do
Greatest magic trick ever.
a tumbling act that merges into a comedy act. So it'll start off with good tumbling, and then I'll start slipping and like almost falling, and then I'll just start face planting, and just so it builds and gets sort of increasingly uproarious.
Oh, wow.
Come on.
If you roll well,
29.
that's really good. So I rolled really high on the percentile and a smiley face. You see Wimble smile. He goes, very nice, very nice. He goes, you know what? For your first purchase this one time, because, well, it's the first. You're the first person other than Alabaster I've met on your plane.
I know. No, the whole even the door has already tripped my like what the hell's going on. But
He says-
he's not saying anything.
Here. Roll these. And you've never seen dice like that before.
44.
44% off your first purchase.
Math. My vile enemy.
He goes, well, I can do math in an instant. What is it you'd like to buy?
I would like to buy. So what? What would I have noticed Amber like wearing? Like, does she wear rings? Does she wear a pendant? Like,
She wears a different. You know those big gaudy necklaces. Like, when I say gaudy, I don't mean like ugly gaudy, just
Right.
big and bulky.
In your face.
Yes. If anyone has ever watched the TV show The Expanse,
Avasarala.
Avasarala, she always wears different necklaces, and they're always really gaudy. They're always beautiful, but just really big. She loves wearing necklaces, but different shapes, designs, and made out of different things.
okay. How about bracelets?
She likes to wear one matching bracelet on her left arm, like a big bandolier, a bangle, I think they're called, that matches the necklace.
Okay, and just on her left.
Just on her left.
Okay.
It's a Persian-y type trait.
But she's not wearing anything on the right.
No.
Okay, I'll
She
get
leaves
her.
that arm open for some reason.
Interesting. Man, this is tough.
Lots of little hidden innuendos in my games.
Right. Would there be such a thing in a world of fantasy creatures like tieflings? Would there be like tail jewelry? I know
Absolutely.
I know she doesn't have a
Absolutely.
barbed tail, but would there be something like a taillet? I guess.
Absolutely.
Okay, I'll get her. I want
Like
to
a
get
tail
her,
ring?
Yep, an amber tail ring, like with a little amber like set in on it. If you have anything with something pretty set into the amber, then that's fine. But I don't want like an insect.
Okay. You see him open up his robe, and you see like 50 wands. He'll go, this one. He'll pull that out. And you'll see a nice ringlet of amber appear. Beautiful quality. Almost transparent. It's so well made. An amber gem is worth 25 gold pieces. And he's giving you 44% off.
I'm surprised you didn't ask him to imbue any magical things in it.
Haven't gotten that far yet. I need a price check first. I mean, you got to understand. At this point, I'm basically in terms of gold at about negative 40,000.
11.
So
11 gold.
11 gold. Okay.
And that's for a master crafted, very beautiful, luxurious item.
Now, how much would it be to put a small enchantment on there? Nothing terribly powerful, but something, I don't know.
Well, here, have a seat. And a chair will appear. He'll lean on the counter and he says, well, I should probably go ahead and let you know, there's a couple different currencies that I work with, and there are deals that can be made. So, first and foremost, you're from a different plane. I don't really have anything from that plane, so I like to collect things of rare and wondrous beauty. Things of magical prowess and interesting historical value for different crystal spheres. So, if you bring something to me that I find of great value, not only will I buy it from you, but I'll give you great discounts. So that basically puts you under my employment, as far as I'm concerned. So that gives you an employee's discount moving forward with me. So if you agree to that and you bring things to me, obviously I'll give you a running employee's discount. The second option you have is you could barter time with me. Because there's always the power of time.
I'll take out my component pouch and take a pinch of time. Good enough?
Clever.
Thank you.
But no. An hour of your life, a minute, 10 minutes, it has value. And if there's something that you need, like, the world is going to end and I need 5 legendary artifacts to give to my friends, or the world will come to a spontaneous end, sell me your soul and serve me in my shop for the rest of all time, and I could possibly give you said legendary artifacts.
Well, I could probably find a shoe. But the serving in the shop for all time, that one's harder to get around.
Well, I will also make it known that I am not, by any means, a demon, a devil, or a fiend.
I am.
I am a very... Well, no, you're more of a Cambion, technically. You're a diluted offshoot of your greater others.
That's true.
Yes. But I am not of your kin, so I don't do deals in a negative way. I just will put you to work in the shop.
So gold it is.
He smiles. He says, you never know.
You never do.
Things come up. One of your friends may be willing to do a deal that you're not.
Quite possible.
But anyway, so that'll be 11 gold, sir.
And if I did ask for an enchantment on it as well, would you barter in gold for that, or is that only one of the others?
Oh, I deal primarily in gold and platinum and silver and, well, I prefer not to touch copper, but, you know, one does what one must.
What would it cost?
It's not every day someone comes here to buy rope.
But he completely refuses to barter an electrum.
I don't have any. What would it cost to put a small enchantment on this that every time she rubbed the amber in a particular way, she heard a small reproduction of my voice saying a specific thing?
To spread the word of my establishment, I will do that for you for free. You see him wave his hand, and you see the amber glow, and he says, there you are.
Can I insight him to make sure he's not like doing some kind
Out
of
of game,
fey
no,
fucking
he's not.
deal?
He's not doing anything weird.
Okay.
He literally did exactly what you asked.
Okay.
Out of game, there's not many people that I'll do this for, but out of game, Wimble's on the up and up.
Sure.
Like, he does have his own, like, agendas.
Yeah.
But it has nothing to do with this crystal sphere, I assure you. He has bigger fish to fry.
Sure.
He will do what he can to help people, and if people cross him and are rude to him, obviously he might turn you into a ferret or something worse, but, you know. You know, he's not a bad guy is what I'm saying.
So what was it, 11 gold?
11 gold is what it costs for the 25 gold piece of amber. That's with the discount for the performance.
Okay. I'll give him 12, so one as a tip.
Thank you.
And I will also... Is Alabaster still standing right there?
Yep.
I'll also give him a gold as a finder's fee.
Oh, thank you.
And I'll take the thing. I'll ask him how I record my message, and...
So rub it, talk into it, rub it again, it'll store it, and then every time she rubs it, it'll play it, whatever
Perfect.
you say.
Mm-hmm.
Up to 30 words.
Hold on. Where's the thing?
Out of game, if you want to make a note that you watched him make that, you could, as a spellcaster, make that item at some point.
Sure.
It is uncommon.
Actually, probably.
It would be common.
Probably common,
Yeah, it would
yeah.
be common.
It'd be-
I'll give it common, so you could actually make them if
Yeah.
you roll high enough in Arcana
It
check.
would probably be like a what's the artificer thing that it would almost pretty much be the artificer ability where they just record something in an
Oh
item.
yeah, don't they have that little box thing that's like an alarm clock or some shit?
Yeah.
Or like I saw a video, I saw an artificer use that and was like did the whole stereotypical I'm gonna put this over here, it's gonna talk, I'm gonna go over there and get behind them while they go over there thinking they found me.
Would it be possible to stretch it to 40 words? I know that's asking a lot, but I do have something in
He'll wave his hand and he'll change it to 50.
Okay. Thank you.
He says, no problem.
Well, this was quite interesting.
Alabaster goes, I know, right? I've been sitting on this secret for like 100 years. This place is awesome. But most people can't really handle stuff in here, and they can't afford it, so I'm like, why bring them here?
Yes.
But I know your group, you guys are being funded by the prince. He's got a lot of money.
Yes, and hopefully we'll get some of it eventually. But obviously we have to earn it first.
Alabaster goes, excuse me. Wimble says, the Prince of Zoram. Ah, interesting fellow. I've heard about him.
Nah.
Never talked to him.
You know, I know a secret about him. Something very few people know.
What is that?
Oh, I can't give that away for free. You have plenty of things to barter with.
Oh no.
He looks around. He goes, Alabaster, if you could step outside, please. Alabaster goes, oh,
Where are
you
my
dirty
keys?
devil.
Where are my keys?
He takes a step outside. The door closes, so it's just you and Wimble. Do tell. Whatever. How about this? I give you my word that I will compensate you in value on however amusing or valuable this secret is.
And I
'Cause
don't.
information is quite powerful nowadays, especially in your crystal sphere. It's very infant, in its infant stage. Your magic is still quite raw there. I'd love to have a few bottles of that. Anyway.
Do I
sorry.
have to incite that? Or
No, he's dead serious. He wants a few bottles of quintessence.
no. I mean the that he'll pay me what it's worth.
As I said, he's not the kind of person that'll lie. He's very on the up and up.
Okay. I'll look around sort of conspiratorially. I'll take my hat off and like cover one side of my face with it as if I'm hiding it from somebody, even though it's just him in here. The prince's favorite pie is lemon meringue. Don't tell anyone.
Secret.
He looks at you and he's like, okay. All right, here we go. He picks up a little bit of pocket lint and he's like, here you go.
Ooh, what does it do?
Spell component. You might use it one day.
Put it in my component pouch.
That will save your life. You should probably put that down.
That's a good point.
For those of you that's played 3.5, you're rolling right now, I'm sure. Spell component for a fireball.
Oh, was it pocket
A
lint?
piece of tar, a piece of pocket lint,
And like bat guano.
and bat guano.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't think I can cast that. I don't think it's on any of my spell lists.
But anyway, he says, well, I do have a question for you. Why is it that you seem so, out of sorts?
What do you mean?
Well, you seemed very agitated when I mentioned the prince. Is there something bothering you?
What would I roll? I don't know. Because I'm not that smart, my character.
Out
and
of
so-
game, when I mentioned the prince, when Wimble did, Rob's face was like,
Right.
Yeah.
And you know why.
yeah, I get it, but that's what he caught on to.
Right, but whether or not he would say that to a stranger, let alone anyone in town. I mean, he's not in town, but I don't know if he would say anything about it.
Well,
What would I roll for that? I don't even know.
You are trust building at the moment, and
Sure.
he did see through the fact that you're agitated, so it's really up to you. If you want it to be random, whether or not your character does it, do a self-imposed wisdom save, set your DC. Like, for something basic like that, I would say maybe a 15. If you roll lower than a 15 total, then tell him.
Okay.
Natural 1? Or natural 20?
Does. Well, I got word yesterday that he is maybe not what he is all cracked up to be. He promised us a sum of gold after our first 6 months on the this expedition, and it turns out when he said that, he knew he wasn't going to be able to send ships to give it to us, let alone any of the support he promised.
He kind of scowls his face and says, that doesn't seem something honorable that a prince would do.
No, it doesn't.
Well, let's investigate. He goes like this, and you see a mirror appear. It's
Ooh,
one of
we're
those
looking-
big,
no, I don't.
giant mirrors that you can like walk through if you want it. And
Really would require
he says, "What is the prince's name?"
God, I actually. Oh, I do know, because of the letter. I don't think I remember. Something Belarus, I'm sure, but
It's on Discord. It's one of the first pictures on NPC.
can someone pull that up for me? I don't have access.
I
to
can't
Discord
because
here.
it'll
Yeah,
make the
that's fine.
stream lag.
Let me try to pull it up. One moment.
It's like one of the first. I think it's actually the very first picture.
It's also in the letter that you posted.
Do you want me to look it up for you?
Yeah, if you could, that'd be great.
Murray is most famous?
Yeah.
Oh,
No, it should be NPCs.
Here you go, right at the top.
Oh, he found it.
Ah, Prince Angelar Quinn Valros.
He goes,
He looks like this.
oh, that's even better.
When he wears a silly hat, he looks like that.
Oh,
When he wears Amber's lingerie, he looks like this.
do you actually do it?
That time, yes.
Oh dear. He kind of like goes from smiling to like a straight face, like counterspell.
To the best of my knowledge, he's never done that. He might.
He taps the wand to the mirror, and you see him appear. And you see he's sitting in a study like this, and he's a pile of books over here, the prince, a pile of papers, a bunch of scrolls, and behind him is a map of Icemorr, to the best of his knowledge, which is not much. It's
Right.
just like the first like 20
The
miles
coastline.
on the coastline.
Yeah.
Here,
And
monsters
you see
and snowflakes.
he's looking at a manifest, and because I rolled just now to see what he was doing, and he's looking at a manifest, and he appears to be conversing with someone, and then you see the Wimble go like this and turn the mirror so he can see who he's talking to, and you see the human version, or the inhuman version of the Archmage.
Okay. The inhuman version?
He is in his human version.
Okay.
Is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Not inhuman, but he's in his human version.
Gotcha.
The Emperor of Dran, but in the persona of the Archmage.
Oh, that Archmage. I thought you
Yeah.
meant Jacob.
He's sitting there on the other side of the desk, and they're talking, and he taps the mirror, and you can now hear what they're saying. And the Archmage says, I understand, Your Majesty, but you have to keep in mind that they need supplies and support. They're not going to be able to do this mission without your assistance. And the prince says, I know. I gave them my word. I know I have to do this. I just don't know how I'm going to be able to send 3 ships without my father finding out. It's impossible. And they start having a debate back and forth about how the prince wants to keep his word and wants to help and is willing to do whatever he can, but he doesn't want to garner the wrath of his father by doing what his father told him not to do. So eventually the Archmage says, I have an impartial third party that may be willing to help, but it's going to be very expensive. And he says, okay, tell me what it is that you can have them do and what it would cost. He says, the Archmage says, I can have them deliver what it is that you're sending, take the people that you're sending, deliver it much faster, as well as the gold that you owe them, and set up a regular route there. Like maybe once every 6 months they'll go there for us. But it's going to be very expensive. I'm thinking in the hundreds of thousands of gold to even get them to leave their home. He kind of sits back for a second, and the prince says, if it can be done without my father finding out that I had any hand in it, I would prefer it, because I don't want to piss him off. So whatever it costs, get it done. And he says, okay. And he stands up, and the Archmage will shake his hand, and the prince leaves, the Archmage leaves, and then the camera pans back to the prince, and the prince sits down and he goes, Deva, I ask for you to protect and guide my men and women that are on Icemorr. I hope that they made it there safely and that the ships return back. Please do whatever you can to assist them and protect them. And at that point in time, Wimble taps the mirror and the scrying stops. It seems like a pretty up-and-up gentleman to me. I wonder who he's going to be sending. I wonder if they would like to buy stuff. I wonder if they have stuff to sell. Please send one of them my way. I don't know what it is he's sending, but I'm curious.
I don't suppose you're able to communicate through that little mirror, are you?
Of course I can. Thankfully, you're in an extra-dimensional space, so I'm able to bypass the aura that's preventing your scrying and teleportation problems on that continent. That lady there has some nasty juju on that continent, let me tell you.
I'm starting to get that feeling, yes.
He'll tap the mirror and you'll see the prince's study appear again. He'll extend his hand to you, and you and him will walk through the mirror. And you are now in the prince's study. The prince kind of goes,
I'll immediately take out my tin of endless pies and conjure a lemon meringue. Hello.
He'll stand up, and at this point you see 2 guards burst in the door. He'll hold his hand up, and who are you exactly?
Oh, you don't remember me, but you hired me.
Oh no, I very clearly remember who you are. I just need you to tell me who you are.
I look around conspiratorially.
It's just the 2 guards that came in the door, you and Wimble, and the prince.
I'm Nocturne. Ooh, this is really good.
You see out of your peripheral vision one of the guards nods his head. He'll wave his hand, the guards will leave. What can I do for you, Nocturne?
Why did the guard nod his head? Anyway,
Zone of truth.
Gotcha. That makes sense. So, couple of things. We made it to Icemorr.
It's relieving.
You may notice that we're about 3 months ahead of schedule.
Yeah, the
Probably be a little
Archmage
disturbing.
told us about the fact that he had to open a gate and get you guys there quickly.
Yeah, it's very nice of him, by the way, because there was some crazy stuff going down there. Did you hear about the hurricane?
Yes, I heard about it.
Yeah. Apparently, the Creon didn't make it.
But you just said you guys made it to shore.
And on return, the Creon was caught in the storm and destroyed. And Nocturne's very serious, because if you remember, death is the one thing he doesn't joke about.
He goes, did anyone survive?
I don't know. Obviously, I wasn't there. We saw wreckage floating to the shore last night, but I have not been able to follow up on that since. This was obviously unexpected. And I kind of glance at Wimble.
Wimble goes like this and flourishes a bow and says, Your Majesty, let me introduce myself. I am Wimble, Wimble of Wimble's Wondrous Wares. I am a extra-dimensional being that travels across the multiverse in multiple different crystal spheres, and I offer my wares to anyone that can afford them and anyone that is worthy of them.
It's a very nice shop. He made this.
Oh, that's very pretty. So,
Oh,
guess I can give you some stuff to take back with you?
that'd be great. But before that, and then I info dump everything that's happened.
Oh, fuck. I need to do a wisdom save for him.
I mean, he needs to know.
Oh, dear. He says, excuse me for a minute.
Sure, would you like this? I offer him the other.
He just ignores you. He walks out of the room.
Do you like lemon meringue?
I love lemon meringue. He, takes the whole pie and starts eating it. I rolled a nat 20, and the creepy face, give it to me! Like Cookie Monster almost.
Mm-hmm. I'll just casually start juggling.
About 10 minutes goes by, and the prince will come back, and he seems to have collected himself. He goes, okay. So here you go. He'll hand you a pouch. It's a small pouch, kind of, maybe this big.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't feel really heavy. This should help you for quite a while.
I'm not going to be rude and look at it while he's standing there, but do you want to tell me what it is so I check later, or do you want to do that later?
I'll tell you when you check later.
Okay, that's fine.
He says, continue with the orders that you already have established. I'm very surprised that you guys elected Sonny to be the chairman, however.
Why is that?
Oh, he's a Fae.
Yes,
You
Racist
know about
much.
it already?
it's come up.
Wow, okay. He says, well...
I told you about the unicorn, didn't I?
Oh, yes. That thing. Deck of Destiny, huh? I don't want that thing anywhere near my palace.
I did make sure to tell him about the prohibition on teleportation and communication, by the way.
So you can only do this through Wimble. Wimble
Yes.
says, this one's free. But normally I charge. Yes, a very quite steep price, I unfortunately.
My minor illusion, a $. Then I minor illusion, a $sign with a silly hat.
Then you
And then you put lingerie.
No. What am I, crass? Come
No,
on.
you put
this
it-
is the prince we're
You
talking
put it
about.
in a ballroom dress.
All right. So you're meeting with the prince. Basically, he tells you continue with the mission as you've been going. He will do, as he said, everything he can, as he promised. But he had to, in the presence of his father, send that message.
Okay, I was going to ask him specifically about the message, so he did send it.
He did send it, but he was forced to send it in the presence of his father.
Gotcha.
But he highly intends on doing everything he can to help, because it is his. He did start this after all.
Right.
But his father doesn't want anything going over there because he's fighting a 4-pronged war right now. He needs everything at his disposal. But the prince is like, I'm not letting something sneak up on us. And now that I know it's a lich over there, nope. So he thanks you for your service. He says, I'm going to tell your family not to worry about sending your payment unless that's what you want, because I already put it in there.
Oh, right. Yeah.
If you want them to come visit, they can.
I should have a payment coming. I set up a liaison. I invented or helped invent an object with whoever it was. I don't think we ever.
It was
picked
the
a name,
banks.
but for the
They give you
barrel,
The truck.
the hand truck. Yep. So that payment can certainly come to me.
Oh,
but
you're the one
obviously-
that made that.
Yes.
Those things are all over the kingdom.
Really?
Yeah, they're quite popular, especially with the merchants.
Ooh, excellent. So that payment I'll need because I owe Amber a lot of money.
He goes, well, okay.
A lot of money.
Give me a second. He picks up. You notice he's got on a piece of what looks like granite, like 10 sending stones. He'll look at the titles of them and goes, oh, that one. He'll pick it up and he'll.
The patent company.
Okay. He'll put it down. He'll open his drawer. He'll pull out a coin purse. He'll look in it. He'll close it. He'll pull out another one. Look in it. Okay. Pull out another one. He pulls out 5 coin purses and puts them in front of you and says, they are going to be transferring the funds to my personal account, and I'm going to be paying you what they owe you
Oh, very kind.
so that they don't have to travel all the way over there. He says, now if you do still want a family member to come visit you, that's perfectly fine. We can arrange that, but
I would rather my family be safe.
as I assumed. He says, well, if that'll be it, then you should probably return. Wimble says, yes, I have much to attend to, unfortunately. Lots and lots to sort.
Unless you have any further orders or words of advice for us.
I will do research on the 22 and see what we can do from here.
I am taking care of the kids as you asked me to, so that's going fairly well so far.
Good, good. He says, oh, actually, I was going to send this next time, so you wouldn't have gotten it for a couple of years, but he hands you a large chest.
Okay.
I'm taking this from another one of the games that I play in. I really do like the concept of it. it is a box that allows you to teleport non-living things back and forth.
Sure.
So it'll give you a way of receiving your payments over distance. He says, but you have to store it in an extra dimensional space, otherwise it won't work because of the wardings.
Is it small enough to fit in my bag of holding?
Yes.
Perfect. So I'll take out the bag of holding.
It's about half the size of this table in length and maybe half the size of it in width. So you can put it in long ways, and then once you get it in there, flip it right. But it'll probably take up a good portion of the bag.
Okay. Well, there's not a whole lot in there right now, so I'll, like... You know, like in a movie where someone, like, overly struggles with something? Because I'm not that strong.
Yep.
So I'll be like... It'll be kind of awkward, and it'll take a few seconds, but I'll
Yeah.
get it in the bag.
Okay.
Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome. So you and Wimble go back through.
One last thing before I leave, though. I will take back... I assume he's done eating the pie, Wimble,
Yeah,
by that point?
yeah.
I'll take that back. I'll conjure another lemon meringue pie. I'll scoop it out and set it on the table and leave.
He starts eating it when you leave. You get back to the shop, and Wimble's like, can I have another one?
The first one's free.
The problem is if I summon another one, his disappears. I can come back later, perhaps, and give you more. Would that be
It's
acceptable?
fine. I'll have one of the other Wimbles make up some pies.
I just don't want him to
I
think
should
I'm
start
playing a
selling
trick on him.
pies.
It's a lucrative market.
Ooh, magical pies. They give you temporary benefit. Ooh, yes. He says,
What's that idea worth to you?
Winky face and I rolled a 5 on the wisdom save. He says, he'll toss you a coin purse. He says,
So I have 6 coin purses now. No, 7, including the first one he
he
gave
says,
me.
there you go. Very clever.
Thank you. You and I are going to get along quite well, Wendell.
Yes. Inquisitive and creative types I tend to get along with the best. The type that tend to get into a lot of trouble tend to become indebted to me. Quite a bit.
That seems like a dangerous proposition.
One would think, but you know. He'll wave his hand, the door will open.
So I'll walk to the door, open it, and then kind of like put one hand on the door frame and get very serious all of a sudden and kind of turn around and hold up the amber taillet, say, thank you.
He'll nod.
Then I'll walk out.
You walk out. And the door will roll up like it's made out of a window blind. And disappear. And you'll see Alabaster standing there. So, you were gone for quite a while. You must have been quite the secret, you told him.
Oh, yes. Yes, indeed.
What do I have to pay for the secret?
Well, we made a deal that if I told him he would give me something he felt was worthwhile. I could do the same for you, but we have to make sure there's nobody around.
Oh, we'll have to wait till later then, because all these children are around.
Yes.
He says, well, I need to get back to the children. It's about their lunchtime.
So are you being part of the initiative to help keep the children safe? Did Kate recruit you?
I have been drafted to assist on, sorry, Ron is spacing what day it is. On Thursdays.
So today is Thursday?
Today is Thursday.
And it's, what are we at, the 14th? No, 14th was yesterday. No, the hurricane was on the 14th.
No, today is the 15th, Thursday.
Okay. Oh, so the hurricane was just yesterday?
Yes.
Crazy. Okay, cool.
You guys have been moving through the calendar really slow.
Yeah.
So, we're going to keep you there at that point. H.
It is 3:06 by.
Yes.
Do you guys want to have lunch at 3 or 5?
Oh, we said we were going to do it at 3.
Okay.
So.
All right. So, all right, ladies and germs, it is 3 o'clock. We're going to take our lunch break. I'm going to do what I did last time, and I'm just going to cut off the stream, and I'm going to cut it back up, resuming somewhere between, we'll say, 4:15. 4:15. It'll be back on. All right, ladies and germs, we will see you shortly.